the banks have rejected your application for a home loan or for a bond, and you're thinking it is the end of the world for you. Well, I'm here to say it is not. Banks are not the only institutions where you can get home loans, where you can get financing, or where you can get funds to build your properties or to buy properties. So, if you have been rejected by the banks, or you do not want to go to the banks, you want to take a different route, I'm going to be sharing with you 4 specialized lenders in South Africa that can give you funding for your next property development, your next property purchase. So if you want to buy a student accommodation or you want to build from scratch, this video is for you. And disclaimer, these institutions grade and assess individuals and companies differently. So what they used to ask at the banks, they might not ask at these institutions. So it's different, folks, for different oaks. All right? Yes. So these lenders, before you approach them, you need to do your own research. You need to know what the requirements are, and you need to meet them. And you need to know what the risks involved are. So this video is not financial advice, nor is it legal advice. I am only sharing my knowledge and my experience. So let's get into it. So the first institution that you can approach is SA Home Loans. So SA Home Loans, especially for government employees, can give you up to 100% bond. And they have their criteria where they grade you, where they have requirements that you need to meet. But especially for government employees, this institution is very, very helpful for your property purchase, or if you want to have funding to start a development. So you need to approach them and meet the requirements and pay off the loan on their terms, on their interest rates, and you can scale from there on your next property to the next. Second institution that you can approach is TUHF. TUHF. So TUHF is a specialized lender for inner city property developments. So in every city they have hotspots, they have areas where they say we fund properties in these areas, we fund properties in these areas. So already you know that the property that you will be looking for, TUHF should have listed that area as a hotspot. So for location, you know that you're already good because they've done the research for you. They know which places are hotspots. And with TUHF, they require 20% deposit for the loan value. So you need to come up with 20% and then they give you the 80%. And then there's also other requirements that you need to meet. So the third institution is Spartan. So Spartan does financing for SMEs and property developers from the value of 5 million rands to 75 million rands. So if you've always had a dream of owning developments, student accommodation with hundreds of beds, you can approach Spartan and they can give you loans of up to 75 million rands. You obviously have to meet their criteria, and it is important to do your research, to do the due diligence before you approach these institutions. So approach Spartan for your property developments, for your student accommodation developments. The fourth and final institution that you can approach is Prevence Capital. So Prevence Capital focuses and finances short-term loans, and it offers property bridging loans. So we need to approach this institution if you are looking for short-term based loans. Maybe you want to improve your property, maybe you want to add something onto your existing property. So this one is short-term based, so you need to take it or approach them if you have short-term projects with your property investment portfolio. So those are the 4 institutions that you can approach, and you do not have to depend on the banks only. And as a bonus or a reminder for maybe someone who has forgotten or someone who does not know, if you are buying property for the first time in South Africa, you are eligible to get a subsidy from the Department of Human Settlements. So if you do not earn much, between 3,501 rands to 22,000 rands every month, and you are buying property for the first time, you need to apply for this subsidy. They can fund you, they can give you, it's free money, you do not have to pay it back, it's not a loan. They can give you up to 169,000 rands depending on how much you earn. So you need to take advantage of this subsidy if you're buying property for the first time. I'll see you on the next video. Bye bye.